Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm KPG, and welcome back to Triangle Strategy. In the last episode, we went ahead and finished the battle that we were in. We took down the rest of the Frosty soldiers who were on the bridge that we were at the time, trying to escape from the capital city. And unfortunately, Roland was drawn in by the taunting of the Frosty general, and we got in a bad spot, and Sir Maxwell had to stay behind and fight off all of the remaining Frosty soldiers and the general, while the rest of us fled to safety on a boat that Sir Maxwell had prepared for us. At this moment, we're pretty much, I don't know, actually. I think we are fleeing to Castle... or whatever, not castle. We're free. Well, gosh, we are fleeing back to House Wolfort, our own home, or Serenoa's home, basically, in order to protect Roland. But it seems like that is going to be compromised, from what I remember. In fact, let's actually just leave the encampment and see what's going on for ourselves. But yeah, and another thing is that unfortunately, it seems that Sir Maxwell died protecting us. It seemed that he was killed by the Frosty general. We do not know for certain, but it was pretty bad. There was a giant pool of blood where he landed in the water. But given that he is supposed to be the most powerful soldier in all of Glenbrook, I wonder if he actually might have survived, because we didn't see we didn't stay behind to watch his dying breath or anything. So, who knows? But as far as we're concerned for right now, he is basically just dead. So, as I said, I'm pretty sure we are going back to House Wolfort, but that the soldiers are going to pursue us there, from what I remember. Let's actually see. The Frosty Archduke enters Whiteholm Castle, the seal of power in Glenbrook, and lays claim to the throne. Okay, maybe not there. I think the narrator might have said it at the end of the last episode. Also, I want to apologize about the last episode having weird audio, game audio. I don't know exactly why, but hopefully it's good now. We'll just have to hope.
Your most honorable siblings, Lord Thalas and Lady Erica, have arrived, my lord.
Thank you for the escort. You may go now.
If there is anything else that you require, anything at all, you need but say the word.
In that case, I would have a bottle of the realm's finest wine and a serving of fresh fruit delivered to my quarters.
So they have just...
But of course, milady, I shall have the servants fetch it at once.
Patriot? I feel like that was one of the lords who was very hesitant to actually send help to the castle. I feel like this guy really just is looking out for himself. Unless I'm mistaken, but I think he was the leader of one of the other major houses of Glenbrook, and now he's just kind of turned his back on the king, or on the royal family, I guess, of Glenbrook. So yeah, it would appear that Gustadolph is just laying claim to the throne. I mean, that's literally what the game said, so... Interesting, though.
Ever eager to please, isn't he?
I believe the word you're looking for is sycophant.
Well, this is literally just some other guy. But I felt like he looked familiar.
Congratulations
I don't know, though.
On bringing Glenbrook to its knees, brother. It's a thing of beauty, what you've accomplished. I trust you're already seeing to that fuss outside the castle walls?
Of course.
The other domains are putting up little in the way of resistance. Lord Telior trembles in his seat within the stronghold, and Lord Fawkes was oblivious to what was happening until it was far too late.
How easily the three high houses of Glenbrook break under your iron boot, brother.
Oh yeah, you think House Wolfort's gonna break?
Wolfort is the
Yikes.
last to hold out, but Avlora will deal with them. Prince Roland will be in our hands before long.
Sure. Cordelia, okay, so she's still here. Yeah, that's That's Roland's sister. She's still there.
Speaking of royalty, brother, I would have thought Cordelia would be dead or rotting in jail.
That's an interesting way to spell jail.
Yet here she sits on the throne. She looks less a vanquished princess and more a queen.
That is precisely what I would have her be.
Whatever do you mean?
Oh, shoot.
Once things have calmed, I shall assume guardianship over her and have her crowned.
What? What is your plan,
A few
Gustadolph?
days hence, Regna will be executed. I've already informed Patriat as much.
So the wise and benevolent King Regna meets his end at last.
Father.
But what is he planning? Trying to put Cordelia on the throne? I'm very confused as to he's clearly plotting something, but I would like to know what it is.
Subjects of Glenbrook, I am Gustadolph, Archduke and High Commander of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. Hear my words. The sins King Regna has committed against us, and against you, his own people, are grievous indeed. What has he done to us? 3 decades have passed since the end of the war. In the years since, we have all done what we can to rebuild our nations. The opening of the Grand Norzelian mines was to be the dawn of a new age. An age where our 3 nations would work together for the peace and prosperity of all. But King Regna spat in the face of that glorious dream. As our engineers worked tirelessly to put success within reach, your King Regna schemed in the shadows to seize control of the mine for his own profit.
Yeah, sure, yeah, okay, Gustadolph.
And when Dragan Esfrost, my dear cousin, and the man tasked with overseeing the mine's operations, became aware of this plot, King Regna had him assassinated in cold blood.
I can't wait until the day we get to kill Gustadolph.
In doing so, he betrayed not only my own nation and the holy state of Hyzant, but you as well. The very people who were to share in the wealth the mine would bring.
This guy is very hateable.
And so we were left with no choice but to march on Whiteholm Castle and put an end to Regna's treachery by force. Our actions were born of a righteous duty to avenge Dragan's murder and this odious betrayal of this historic accord between our nations. What say you, King Regna? Do you deny these charges against you?
Are you gonna say
do
something?
not.
What? Bro!
But I beg of you, spare my children.
Oh, that's what he's trying to do, I guess.
Subjects of Glenbrook, your traitor king admits his guilt before you. The punishment for these crimes is death.
So Regna's just trying to protect his children, I guess.
Off with his head.
Roland, Cordelia, the future of our kingdom is in your hands now.
Poor Cordelia having to watch that. Jeez.
Just days after the fall of the Crown City, King Regna of Glenbrook is beheaded before his subjects. The death of this kind and benevolent monarch plunges the realm into confusion and chaos.
I still think we have to try to get Hyzant on our side. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I still think that's like how we're going to have to try this.
With the king, perishes an all too short-lived era of peace. And in its place, one of bloodshed and turmoil.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of side stories. They're like an incredible amount. 4 at once. I don't think we've ever seen more than just 1 at once. It's a lot. Okay, so Patriot was just one of their servants. Okay. For some reason I thought it was Telior. I thought that one guy was Lord Telior, and he had just like gone to there and was like, "Oh, I'll serve you now. I just want what's best for me." I still feel like he's probably going to do something like that. By the way he was interacting in that by the way he was like speaking in that earlier side story, but I am not sure. So yeah, okay, Minister Patriot is just the advisor to the king. Okay. Wait. The advisor to the king, it says. Advisor to the king. Was it... Is it trying to say he was advisor to King Regna? Because Regna was a king. Gustadolph is an archduke. So I'm... Was Patriot with the kingdom? Or with our kingdom, I should say? I'm so confused. I don't remember if he was. Well, in any case, he's with them now. Covert investigation of the Crown City under pretenses of a routine inspection. Okay, so it does seem like he was an advisor to King Regna, and now he is pretending to be like friendly toward the Asfrosties, but is secretly like he has his own ambition. Okay, but yikes, this is a lot of side story. Oh my word. Well, I guess let's get into it. This is the one I'm the most interested in then, because I want to know more about Patriot himself. I want to know for certain like who this guy is, you know?
It would seem things have calmed outside the castle walls.
What is to become of us now? Word has it the King's Guard's been slaughtered to the last man. We must flee while we have our lives.
If they meant to kill ordinary folk like us, wouldn't they have done so already? Even as frosty dogs have some honor then. Who'd have thought? Anyway, there's no point fighting. What'll be, will be.
Our people seem less resentful of Esfrost than I would have expected.
Okay, yeah, so he was with us. Okay, that's... So I was, like, partially right, because I knew he was with... Because I thought he was with Glenbrook. I thought he was that one lord, but he's not. Okay. But he is still on our side, which is good.
No doubt due to the Archduke's decision to focus their attack on the castle, and leave the town itself unscathed. So, the common folk won't be a problem. That just leaves the matter of the royal family. His Grace and the Crown Prince have been dealt with, and Princess Cordelia has been brought to heel. Prince Roland is the only one unaccounted for, but the men I arranged for hunt him down as we speak. Word has it there's also a sizable bounty on his head. No, he'll not last long.
Well, you don't consider the fact that he's got Serenoa on his side.
I knew Gustadolph to be a shrewd man, but his attention to detail is nothing short of astonishing. I have seen all I would. Let us return.
Okay, so that was just a really short one. I hope these are all short, because I kind of would like to get back to the main story. So yeah, it does seem like we're gonna get attacked at the Wolford domain. It seems like that's the way things are shaping up. Okay, Lord Silvio Telior, head of one of Glenbrook's 3 high houses, ponders what the future holds for his domain. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this guy. Guess we'll see what he does here.
Whatever is House Telior to do, with King Regna gone, we must find a way to preserve ourselves. Landroy, that proud fool, will no doubt fight to the bitter end. But House Fawkes alone is no match for the Grand Duchy. Yet if House Wolford were to fight at their side, they say Prince Roland is in Wolford's charge. If this is true, there's a good chance they will join the fray. Or will they? The Wolfords may choose to ransom the prince to Esfrost in return for amnesty for their own domain.
No! Never! I will never do that.
If it comes to that, Esfrost will either kill the prince and princess, or use them as their pawns, and Glenbrook will fall. Bending the knee to Esfrost may be our only hope if we are to live to see tomorrow.
Yeah, he's just looking out for himself. It's kind of the kind of the vibe I got from him in the last side story we saw of him as well. Alright, now here's the other lord. Lord Landroy Fawkes, King Regna's loyal bannerman since the days of the Salt Iron War, receives the news of his liege's grim fate. So this is the guy that will supposedly fight to the bitter end. We have seen a little bit of him before, too. He's actually sent soldiers, I believe.
House Fawkes has failed you. I have failed you. High House, damn it all! When you needed us most, we were not there to answer the call. How did we not see what they were plotting? How did we not know to go to your aid? But no, cursing our fate will not bring you back to us. We must focus our efforts on the one who might yet save Glenbrook from downfall. We must protect Prince Roland with our lives.
I agree. I still wonder what's going on with the whole Cordelia thing. Or Cordelia. I wonder if he just means to try to have her be like a puppet ruler of some sort, and like exert some sort of pressure on her to remain a puppet rather than try to, you know, have her own will in ruling Glenbrook. Okay, news of Glenbrook's fall reaches the Citadel of the Sands in the far-off holy state of Hyzant, where a great battle of the Salt Iron War was fought so many years ago. Well, now we get to see Hyzant's initial response to this. I also think they're probably going to be very self-interested as well, and not really care too much.
Minister Sorsley.
What is it this time, Booker?
We've just received word that Esfrost has launched a surprise invasion of Glenbrook. Whiteholm burns as we speak.
What's this?
The Crown City has fallen. King Regna was beheaded, and it is said Crown Prince Franny also perished in the fray. Prince Roland has fled to the domain of House Wolford, with the Grand Duchy's army in close pursuit.
Goddess forbid. What could the Archduke be plotting? And what did the others think of the matter?
At any rate, I must speak with the Hierophant at once.
Minister, if I may assuage you, I propose that perhaps this situation may yet play to House N's benefit.
Our benefit, you say?
Interesting, yeah. Everyone's only interested in themselves, it seems.
Indeed. Indeed. You may have the right of it. My dear Booker, whatever would House N do without you?
Send a bird to the palace. Tell them that the Holy One's faithful servant Sorsley would humbly beg an audience.
At once, Master.
So yeah, it looks like we might just be on our own with this one. I mean, our only potential ally would, I guess, be the one guy. in the Fox domain. I think they would probably be our really, like, our only real chance to gain an ally would be to ally with the Falk's domain. But other than that, it doesn't look too good for us. Alright, well, that is it for the side stories, right? Yeah, that's it. So, I guess now we'll get back to the main story. Having made their escape by boat, Serenoa and his retinue finally make their way back to the Wolford domain, but what awaits them there? Probably nothing good. We're probably just going to have to flee again right away. Because there is literally no chance we are going to be able to face Avlora.
Thank the heavens you're safe.
There's no way we're going to be able to face Avlora. If Sir Maxwell couldn't do it, there's like no chance for us. Absolutely no chance for us.
It is good to
At least not yet. Not until we've promoted everyone into like their final class. You know, until that point, I don't think we're going to be ready to fight Avlora.
Castle Wolfort is the most impregnable stronghold in all the kingdom. You will be safe here, Your Highness.
Thank you. I can only hope Father and Sir Maxwell are safe as well.
Yeah, well, one is for sure dead, and the other is probably dead, so... I hate to break it to you.
Benedict, there is news.
Oh, shoot. She's got the news, I would imagine. Of the king's death.
What's the matter, Benedict? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Your Highness, my lord, pray try to remain calm. His Grace was beheaded at the Crown City not bells ago.
Father. No. Say it is not so.
Roland. I can only imagine what you're feeling now, Your Highness. But I fear we have not the luxury of grieving. As the last living heir to the throne, there is no doubt that the Archduke will target you next.
Well, there's also Cordelia. I guess they don't know about that.
Indeed. We must move quickly. I would seek Father's counsel.
About Lord Simon.
Oh my gosh, don't tell me he's dead too. Is literally everyone just gonna die on us?
What is it? Has something befallen Father?
Or is he just, like, severely ill right now? I mean, he was obviously severely ill the whole time, but is he like, yeah, he's in his bed.
Father!
Lord Simon, what is the meaning of this?
He collapsed when he heard the news from the Crown City, and has not opened his eyes since.
You must be mad. The man was stronger than an ox.
We cannot afford to lose Lord Simon. Not now, of all times.
Father. Be strong, Father. This realm still needs you. I still need you, Father. Father.
Serenoa.
Is there any chance he will recover?
Our healers are doing everything they can, but none can say.
Very well.
Things are just not going well for our whole group of people. King Regna, Franny, Sir Maxwell, now Lord Simon.
Do not give up hope, Serenoa. The malady will not take your father easily.
Although at least with Lord Simon, he's not technically dead yet, but it does not look good.
Forgive me, Roland. I can only imagine what you feel now.
I must stay strong. I cannot allow Father's death to be in vain. You too must remain composed. For Lord Simon. And for those who now look to you for guidance in his stead.
I will try.
Pardon me, my lord. I come bearing a message.
From whom?
The scout we had sent in search of Sir Maxwell returned with this.
Sir Maxwell's mask.
Huh.
Reports have it that it was found near Whiteholm Bridge.
Blood. No. It cannot be.
This mask was all that was found, you say?
The bridge was all but overflowing with the bodies of the fallen. It was not possible to ascertain all of their identities. And the swift course of the river thwarted any efforts to search further.
So it is still a mystery as to whether or not he's truly dead.
Thank you for the report. Get some rest. You have earned it.
Yes, my lord.
Sir Maxwell, you too abandon me now?
At Gustadolph's command, Esfrost musters its forces at Whiteholm Castle and commences a march on the Wolfort domain. Their aim, to seize in their clutches Prince Roland, the unwilling heir to Glenbrook's throne.
Oh dang, we're still not to a battle yet. I would have thought, you know, maybe it would be time for a battle, but no, it's still more story. All right, let's keep going. I mean, with the title of this,
My lord, the Frosty army advances on us as we speak.
with the title of this chapter, I have a little bit of an idea of where things might be going, and I really hope that somehow I'm wrong. But it was something called like a soul on the scales, implying that we might have to make a decision regarding the fate of a certain person, which I would imagine to be Roland in this situation. Like, if we would want to give him up or not, or something like that. And I'll tell you right now, if I'm not giving up Roland, there's literally zero chance of me doing that. So, if it comes down to it, we're going to do whatever it takes to save Roland.
A missive has arrived from Lord Gustadolph. It says they will stand down on the condition that we surrender Prince Roland to them at once.
Yeah, no chance, bro.
We've not much time before they're on our doorstep, my lord.
Word has it that General Avlora herself heads the vanguard.
Yeah, that's not good.
Gustadolph's not taking any chances. The scheming bastard.
Yeah, I will give him credit. That's more wise than most, enemies would do in a situation like this. Normally they'd be like, they're a small force. Let's just send this weakling little general who, doesn't rank very high and isn't very strong. Surely they won't be able to defeat him. And then you work your way up into their highest commanders. No, he's just like, take my strongest general right off the bat. Not even giving you any chances here. I gotta respect that, at least. Very different from how it would play out in a Fire Emblem game.
We must take swift action.
Whoa. Did not mean to press whatever I pressed.
You cannot be serious about this.
It's all right, Frederica.
Oh, I accidentally turned on auto. That's what happened. All right.
Please continue, Benedict.
Thank you. Once more, I would ask you plainly. Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Esfrost?
I love how we're doing this literally right in front of Roland, by the way. Like, what? Why are we doing this literally in front of Roland? Like, hey, bro, we're going to decide whether or not we turn you over to Esfrost, who killed your brother and your father, and would likely kill you as well.
I say we refuse. We owe Sir Maxwell that much.
This is true.
Precisely. Sir Maxwell entrusted us with keeping His Highness safe, and we accepted.
There's no place in the realm more sheltered by the terrain than this castle. He is safer here than anywhere. And yet, if the Archduke were to march on us with an army as great as the one that took the Crown City, or, heaven forbid, a greater one,
the natural fortifications of this land would work against us. Our shelter would become our jail.
So you propose that we just abandon him? That we sacrifice his life for our own protection?
Better my life than any of yours. This is my battle. I would not see the blood of my friends spilt in my name.
See, Your Highness, that's where you're wrong. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown. You go to battle, we go with you. So it's always been.
That's true. It would be a pretty big blow to our honor as House Wolfort if we would just surrender the prince.
Enough! I will leave before I see your domain ravaged by fighting. It is the only way. Surely you see this, yes?
I refuse to believe sacrificing any of us is the correct path.
My lord, we cannot allow war to come to the Wolfort domain. Your highest priority must be to your loyal subjects. You must decide.
Interesting. I don't think this is the actual decision, but interesting. I cannot render a decision here and now. There must be some solution. As his vassal, I must fight to protect the prince, but as their lord, I must ensure my people's safety. We cannot hope to win against Esfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives. I mean, that's true. They might just try to go after Hyzant next anyway. I don't want to surrender Roland. Like, this is a tough one. Like, definitely I can see where this would be, like, a very important part where you could split into, like, a different route completely. Like, if you play a different... Like, play through this game again and make, like, a completely different choice about how to handle the Prince Roland situation, I could see that having, like, a drastic effect on the story. And so it is very interesting, like, the way this game works with all, like, the branching paths and stuff. I cannot render a decision here and now. Well, yeah, that's what the scales are for. Yeah. We cannot hope to win against Esfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives. It's kind of how I feel.
We cannot hope to win against Esfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives.
Indeed, all paths are fraught with danger. In which case, we ought to choose whichever option ensures our survival. If we live, we can reclaim what we've lost.
Yeah, but if we don't have Roland with us, what's even the point?
So we'd be buying ourselves some time.
As the master of this domain, you and no other must decide how we proceed.
Oh, gosh.
I understand that, Benedict. Prepare the scales of conviction.
Okay. I was going to say, if literally Serenoa just decides based on the convictions I've been, inadvertently giving him throughout the course of the game so far, I was going to be so pissed. He's like, well, this stat of mine is my highest conviction, so we're going to go with this option. And he just is like, surrender Roland. And I would just be very sad. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes. At least, yes, give me the chance to influence people here. Because I would very much like that. Oh, and we got a new character story as well. Interesting, but I think I'm going to end it here because it has been over 30 minutes, and that is usually a good enough spot to stop. So, we are in a very difficult situation here where we have to decide how we want to deal with Esfrost, whether we want to try to sacrifice Prince Roland and offer him up to Esfrost to try to save ourselves and or buy time in order to try to take Esfrost down later, or if we want to save Prince Roland and ensure, you know, we ensure that he is able to reclaim the throne of Glenbrook, the throne of Glenbrook later as its ruler, if we are able to retake Glenbrook. But like I said, at least for this playthrough, I really want to stick with Roland. Like, I like him. Like, I like his character. I like how he is. I really would like to keep him alive. You know, I don't want to sacrifice him. I don't know what's going to happen to us if we don't sacrifice him. I don't know if that means House Wolfort's going to end up being destroyed or something, which it's very possible. And then not only are we going to have to reclaim Glenbrook, but we're going to have to reclaim House Wolfort as well, which could be a bit of an issue. But I don't want to do this without Roland. I don't want to offer him up. I mean, it's entirely possible that Gustadolph will perhaps try to use him somehow as well, but I highly doubt it because, first of all, Roland will probably not be willing to go along with whatever Gustadolph would want him to do, and second of all, Gustadolph already has Cordelia, who he plans to have assume the throne, and so I don't think he really has a need for Roland and would rather just kill him. So I think we're going to try to spare Roland. We're going to find a way, gosh dang it, no matter what it takes. So in the next episode, we're going to start with the character stories, and then we're going to do the scales of conviction and try as hard as we can to convince people that sparing Prince Roland is the way to go. And maybe have a battle after that, depending on how long everything takes. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. All the good stuff would really help out my channel, and I would greatly appreciate any kind of support. And once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.